Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Smith. I'm the tournament director, and Pat's got me in the booth doing commentary today at the Derby City Classic in Louisville, Kentucky. And with me is my very special guest, one of the all-time greats, Danny Diliberto from Miami, Florida. Hi, Danny. How you doing, buddy?
Okay.
Good.
Right.
Our match today features Ronnie Wiseman. He's featured on our screen right now. He is sponsored on tour by Bogart's Billiard Cafe. They're located in Detroit, Michigan. Danny, he's a former winner of the BCA National 8-Ball Championships. Plays all games good. He's a regular on the Camel Pro Billiards Series. He's a strong competitor in the 9-ball category also. And his opponent is none other than Jimmy Rempe. He's from Scranton, PA. He's called King James by everybody in the business, and he's won over 80 world-class titles, including 10 international titles. Danny, how do you pick this match to shape up here?
Well, you know, Ron Wiseman, a couple years ago, he was the kind of guy you'd like to draw in a tournament, but he's had a lot of experience now, and he's playing much better than he did. And he's kind of on a roll. You know, this is a gambling tournament. We could talk about it.
Yeah.
He made a pretty good score yesterday playing one of the other pool players, so his wrist should be real loose here.
Yeah.
He's fat right now.
Looks like you got some rest also.
Yeah.
We've been going, this is day number 9 of 9 days here in Louisville, Kentucky. This tournament, excuse me, is produced by Diamond Tables. It's kind of a throwback to yesteryear, huh, Danny, with 3 divisions.
Yeah, it is. It is. The Johnson City days, a little bit like that. Of course, way many more players. You know, I can't believe the amount of good players in one room. You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, all the youngsters that, well, you know, I remember the Johnson City days. When a young player showed up and played one of the top players, he dogged it. They don't do that anymore. You know, they just
fire real bullets,
they don't care.
Well, it looks like Wiseman won the lag. The format is race to 7-game single elimination, Danny, but there's a real unique feature in this tournament. Everybody in the field gets an opportunity to rebuy once all the way through the entire event. And as I believe our feature matchup today, Rempe is undefeated, and Wiseman has exercised his rebuy. So this is Ronnie's last barrel here.
Right.
Okay, as we scan the room here on table number 10, the gentleman at the table right now, he's sponsored on tour by Glass City Billiards. They're located in Toledo, Ohio. This guy plays all games strong, especially the bar table. He's won over 20 stops on the National 9-Ball Tour. His name's Steve McCanich, and he's a new daddy, too, by the way. Okay, and his opponent is player representative for Q-Tech Q's, and he has won the World 9-Ball title 5 different occasions. Earl Strickland, Greensboro, North Carolina. So that should be a good matchup there. Our other matchup on table number 1, as we make our way over there at the table now, is the winner of the first division earlier this week, Danny. He won the bank pool tournament. This guy's a legitimate Hall of Famer, already in the Hall of Fame from Owensboro, Kentucky, Mr. Nick Varner. And Nicky's opponent's from Louisville. His name is Gerald Russell. Here we go, Danny. Game number 1 here.
Anyway, quickly, there's an all-around prize for the most points in each division total, and Nick and Efren Reyes are in a close battle there.
Yeah, I meant to announce that earlier, and I got sidetracked. Did you? Nick leads the way, or is Efren in front? Do you know?
Who in the world is in front? Yeah, Efren's
in front, but the margin of the difference can't be very much, huh?
No, it could be decided in this 9-ball tournament because Nick finished high in the one pocket also.
Right. Yeah, he tied for 3rd place with Cliff Joyner from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Okay, back to our game number 1 on table 19. Wiseman broke. He pocketed a ball. He has an option to push out the first shot after a legal break. You can have the option to roll out. He has exercised that option. Jimmy Rempe comes in, and he gets his choice to take the shot or give it back. What do you think he's going to do here, Danny?
I don't know. This is a little tricky. Yeah, he doesn't want this. I don't see a good safe. I don't see a shot. I mean, you know, you might almost have to shoot it in self-defense where he pushed. I don't see any good safe.
I think he. But ladies and gentlemen, please bear in mind this is the first session of the last day of the tournament. It's 11 a.m. Eastern time when we got underway, and both gentlemen look like they're going to ease into this match, Danny.
Yeah, well, like we said, there wasn't a good safe, and he proved it by selling out the 1, and he's got an angle to go 1 rail to the 2, which he did almost perfectly.
Yep.
But anyway, you see this push out. I don't know if you were around when we pushed out every shot.
Right, 2-shot shootout.
Yeah. Sometimes a match would take 3 hours because of all that.
Right.
And what happened is, for TV coverage, they shorten it all by any foul ball in hand and leave the balls down. So, it rushed things up.
Well, the leaving the balls down came rather recently, though, with the express rules. Right. But the 1 foul ball in hand has been around for probably 15, 20 years right now. But, yeah, I remember back in the old days, you used to push out if you didn't like your shot and your opponent got a...
anytime,
Anytime, yeah.
If you're
they used to have to bank back then, too.
Yeah. If you're playing a guy like Eddie Taylor, he would push to a bank, and, you couldn't shoot it, and yet you couldn't let him shoot it. Absolutely. But anyway, it looks like Rempe has got a good chance to get out here and get first blood.
Well, to be a great player, Danny, you got to have great basics, and I think Jimmy Rempe has one of the sweetest strokes in the business, this guy here.
Well, he does. It's technically perfect. I rate it with, like, the old-timer Irving Crane. He had the just perfect straights,
The gentleman Danny's making reference to, Irving the Deacon Crane from Rochester, New York. The only gentleman, did you know this stat? He's the only man to win world titles in 4 different decades. He was a world champion in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah. Well, I've won major tournaments in 4 decades myself, and you call some tournaments a world tournament,
right.
Another one is the Masters, another one's the U.S. Open. It's the same players you're beating,
Absolutely.
Whatever the title. But I did happen, and we were talking about it the last.
Well, I stand corrected. I thought he was the only one, but
no, I won him in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and I'm aiming for 2000.
All right.
I only got a year to go.
Well,
God
if anybody
willing.
can do it, you can. Well, Danny was a former lightweight boxer. For those of you that may not be aware of that, he retired undefeated, but this guy is in shape, and he still can play. He probably will overcome that record of Irving Crane's. All right, the Motor City Madman's at the table. He's got a thin slice on the 8 in the upper right-hand corner. Ooh.
He was looking at the kick there for a while.
He went to the rail first anyway, right?
Yeah, he tried to rail first and spin in towards the 8. And there's the results. Very tight pockets. Shots that look easy on other tables. This a little tough. When a ball's near the rail and you got a thin cut,
right?
You got to hit it perfect, or his pocket's not going to accept it.
I found that out last night. A guy hollered at me, woofed at me so much he got me to playing last night. I couldn't make a ball on these tough diamond tables.
They are tough. Well, Jimmy gets the first game. 1-0.
1-0. Race to 7, and Wiseman goes to rack the balls. Anyway, the 9-day factor, do you think that could have entered into that shot that Wiseman shot on the 8th there? It looks like, I know he was playing that challenge match you were speaking of earlier pretty late last night. Just wonder if that took a little bit of a toll on him.
Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't have to help him winning that money. Sometimes you just feel elated and you lose a little bit of the tiger. And, it could go either way. You either freewheel and play super, or you just play lax because you got a pocket full of money.
Well, the count that I got down was over 5 digits, and that's he took down
13,000.
Yeah, he took down first place in the tournament.
Yeah, and the all around.
Yeah, and the all around, right? The all around prize is a $5,000.
He won more yesterday than you could have won winning all the tournaments.
Right. So he might be a little relaxed.
Yeah, he is, maybe overly. But anyway, on the other hand, Rempe, you can never accuse him of that. Rempe could have $40 million and he'll play hard for $5.
Oh, don't you love that?
That's rare. That's rare. I mean, that's a special person that can do that. He tried to billiard that 9, by the way, 1 rail, and it was a perfect shot.
2-way shot.
Now he's got an angle. No, he's not going to shoot the 9.
No, yeah, the shot before I was making.
Oh yeah.
reference to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, where's he going to play that
I
cue
think
ball?
Center ball, and he's got to miss the 9 and come out to his left, I believe, 1 rail to the 3.
Outside of the 8 there. Huh? There
That's
he is.
what he
Perfect.
did.
And he wants to get up above the 3 ball, get an angle so that he can shoot the 3 in the side and play position on the 4 ball, which is to the left of the spot center table there.
He got pretty good on it.
Just floated it down. Perfect.
Well, not exactly perfect.
No, he's a little high, isn't he?
Yeah, he has to draw the ball 1 rail, and if he doesn't get straight in at least, or a little angle, he could have a problem. He don't want to have an angle where he has to go into the 8. This is okay, but I don't know if he could float between the 6 and 9 now.
He's following down there.
Yeah, you think he could? Yeah, okay, that's what he's doing. Just going to roll between the 2.
Position between both balls. Actually, he hit a little hard. He looked like he tried to nudge the 6, huh?
He tried to put a little bit of left-hand English, so when it hit the rail, it changed the angle, and he wouldn't have as thin a cut, but it didn't grab for some reason. Well, he's close enough to hit this well.
Yeah, as Danny pointed out earlier, this guy is probably
plays hard.
Oh yeah, he's as disciplined as they get on the pro tour. Man.
Great. There's no foolishness with him. I mean, he comes to play, and usually does. But don't go fishing with him, because he's a jinx.
Is he a jinx?
Yeah, he told me a long time ago this, and I really didn't believe him. And I'll tell you a real quick story about it. Well, Rempe's leading now 2-0.
2-0 in the race to 7. Go ahead.
Yeah, he...
Give us a fish story, pal.
Well, over a 40-year period, I fished with a friend of mine, and we kept a diary. I caught fish 1,783 consecutive outings. Now, Rempe was meeting me in Canada with his wife, where I fish every summer, and they drove all the way from Scranton. Well, the weather in midsummer turned out to be 40 degrees with 30-mile-an-hour winds, and I felt so bad that I took them out anyway, and we couldn't last an hour. We never caught a fish, and there went that streak.
That broke your streak.
My streak is over.
Is that a world record?
I don't know.
It probably is.
I don't know.
This guy's got more world records than 10 people. Yeah, Diliberto, one time in his earlier part of his career, he ran 300 balls playing straight pool.
That was really in the early 80s. Yeah,
wow.
I played an exhibition, ran 308, and I bowled a 300 game that evening.
Sweet. Okay, here we are. Back to game number 3. Rempe leads the match 2-0. Wiseman's at the table shooting the 1. He's going to play position on this combination, you figure, Danny?
No, I think he's getting position for the 2.
Ooh,
which he
looked like it slid.
And now he's got a billiard. Now that he got there, he got in a spot where he couldn't get good on the combination. And I think he was trying to go 2 rails to it, and he came up a little bit long. So
right, the object ball is a 2 ball. Wiseman looks like he's going to thin the 2 ball, billiard in the 9, and he made it look pretty easy there. It was a pretty easy shot.
Yes, it was.
That's
well, when they go in, they look easy.
Yeah.
I've seen those miss.
That's game number 3. Wiseman wins that game. He trails in the match 2-1. And as you mentioned earlier about Wiseman, he's kind of come into his own the last couple of years. He grew up in Detroit, and just to survive growing up in Detroit is something in itself. But he played during that era when they had all the action at the.
Oh yes.
What was the name of that place?
They sure had it. The Rack and Q.
The Rack and Q.
They beat one particular guy out of 50 million over the years.
Nah.
Yeah.
50 million?
I was there.
The Pots and Pans guy? Is that what
No, airport. I don't want to mention his name because everyone got in trouble that beat him because the government got him and they got him income tax evasion. But at any rate, he's actually from Windsor, which is the bordering Canadian city with Detroit.
All right, Wiseman breaks in game number 4. Made a lot of noise, nothing fell, and Rempe comes to the table with a good shot at the 1. The rest of the layout looks pretty decent if he can get on the 2, Danny.
Yeah, it looks like, well, it's not a gimme, the way they're laid out. You got to go from the 2 to the 3 to the 4, Yeah. The 4 is a little bit funny.
It's not quite a cause?
No, it's not a cause. It's not a cause. And I explained what a cause is to the people a few times. It's an easy layout.
Yeah.
We had a clown.
Brainer.
We had a clown pool player that can really play pool, and he had a great act. and he positioned the 9 balls on the table where all you had to do is run around stick, 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 and that's where the Cosmo came out. Then in the end, the 9 ball would be sitting on a $20 bill or something, and he would park the cue ball right on the face when the 9 ball went in.
Yeah, he used to wear a little goofy hat too.
Oh, he wore a coonskin hat and a big fur coat.
All right, Rempe cuts the 2 into the upper right-hand corner, brings the cue ball down around.
Well, I don't know what he's going to do
three,
from
but
here.
He's not where he wanted to be. That's for
this
sure.
was the funny part of the rack. But still, it wasn't. Even if you got good on the 3, you'd still have to get on the 4.
4 and the 5 are the 2 balls to the right of your screen, but the 4 is right below the side pocket, adjacent to the rail. So is he going to?
Well, he's going to try to go 2 rails to the
with the cue ball.
Yeah, and if he misses the 8, he should get on the 4.
Yeah, but he's got to hit perfect speed. Huh?
Yeah, because the 5 is in the way.
Can he scratch on the side? No, he pulled.
No, he missed the ball. See, he got pretty good on the shot. That was the 2 railer I was talking about. He still undershot it, so that really was a difficulty. And now I expect that he's going to be behind a 9 and 7.
All right, Danny's prediction is that Wiseman is going to play safe on this shot. He's going to cross over the 3 and park the cue ball on your lower left-hand corner there and hide him below the 9.
Which he did. No, he got out.
Well, he kind of got away from him. He left a little window, and Rempe can see the object ball. Score is 2-1 in the race to 7 games. Winner breaks.
He might have a similar shot, try to get behind the 9, cut the 3 into the 4. Unless he's banking. He could be banking this ball. It looks like it goes cross-side.
Well, he was here for all 3 events. He's not afraid to shoot it there. Hit it right in the heart.
Yeah, he did.
He plays perfect position on the 4. He's got a little angle to move out to the 5, too. Is it a cause yet?
It's about a cause. Well, not quite. The 7 to the 8 is... not a gimme.
On this table, you're right.
Yeah, anytime you got a ball not far from the cushion and you got to go the length of the table to the other one, you want to get real close.
Yeah.
So he's got to get close on the 7 to do something to the 8, and it looks like he's going to. He's going to probably have to play that 8 in the left-hand corner pocket.
It looks like he's going to send the... No, I thought he might go
he's
down
got
the table.
Well, he might be able to draw it straight back, but I think he's going to pound it, and the cue ball should go somewhere where he's standing right now.
Right, upper right-hand corner.
Right about where he's placing the chalk would be good.
What a pretty stance. Here he goes, Jimmy Rempe, to take a 3-1 lead.
Look at this. How did he hit it?
Hit it just like he
Right
said,
where the
Danny
chalk
D.
is.
Well, he didn't quite get as far as he wanted to, but he should be able
He's
to.
okay.
Yeah.
Because the position of the 9. Anytime
But he hits this firm enough to go hit
2
the
rails,
come back out all the way down, up and back.
Scott acts like he doesn't know much about this game, but Scott's a pretty good player himself.
Yeah, I used to be in glory days. I came out of retirement last night, and I'm back in it today, pal. There we go. Game 4's in the books, and Rempe leads 3-1. Wiseman comes to rack the balls. Jimmy Rempe, for the people that go back a number of years, there was an era there when late 70s maybe or something when he was winning a lot of tournaments, and when the captain was still around, Mike Siegel.
Right.
And it seems to have gotten a little bit tougher on the pro circuit here. Like you mentioned earlier, there are bigger fields, and these guys shoot back at you. And
never, I get questioned about that. About today's players, are they better than the past players? Well, all I can tell you is maybe the very best in the old days were as good as the very best here, but there's never been so many of them in history. They all can play. And
that was bringing me back to the point I was going to make, that Rempe as his streak and momentum kind of slowed down there for a little bit, but this guy was in the he took down the Allen Hopkins tournament a couple years ago in Valley Forge, PA, which was like World War III. They played race to 9, 2 out of 3 sets, single elimination, and I believe he beat Rodney Morris in the finals of that. Maybe 3 years ago, he won the 1997 Tulsa stop in the Camel Series, and last year in the 98 Series, he was runner-up in Charlotte, North Carolina last July. So he's still right in the ballpark. It's just harder to get to the last 4 these days, that's all.
Yeah. It's very, very competitive. But anyway, he also won tournaments all over the world.
Right.
You know, he had communications with sections of the world where he knew when there was a tournament and the rest of the Americans didn't, and he would go down there and win the tournament. I say down there because he won one in Australia. But anyway, Ron Wiseman had a pretty easy start there, and he butchered it. So I kind of think he's not really hard today. He's feeling too good about his pockets full.
Well, like you said, he's already won the tournament and the all-around. So, and we came into this round. This is a very unique format, Danny. We came into this round with 17 players out of a beginning total of 163 guys in the tournament. Rempe played safe there, it looks like to me.
Good one, too.
Yeah.
And the power part of that safe was he tried to open those balls because, you know, ball in hand isn't as big if balls are tied up as they are when they're wide open. So he tried to do two things. He tried to open up the 3 and 4 and snooker Ron. Of course, Ron hit it, and he might come with he almost hit. If the 1 don't hit the 9, Jimmy would have been dead snookered.
He still looks like he might have got a little bit of him with it. Yeah, Rempe's looking to kick at it right now, Danny.
Yeah, he is. Well, here you want to kick at the underside of the 9, I believe. I mean, at the 1.
Right.
And the reason I mentioned the 9, if you happen to come 1 rail and hit the 1 real well, you got a chance to make the 9 possibly.
Shake it up, right.
And maybe
play safe at the same time. Right.
But he must hit the lower side of the 1, the one that closer to this diamond marker.
All right, Rempe's at the table. He leads 3 games to 1, kicking at the 1. Yes,
see, that was the excellent part to hit, and he may have got away with it.
Well, he sent it up table. The 1 end is up in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. It's shielded by the 3 and the 4. Now they're back tied up together again, the 1 and the 3.
Well, anyway, when we
4.
first started this kick to hit the ball, we all just kicked to hit the ball, And then as time went by, he started kicking at one side of the ball or another, and it brought in another, science in this game. And, of course, people like Efren and Siegel were real good at kicking safe. But in the beginning, we just wanted to hit the ball.
Swing away, right.
Just like Jimmy just hit the side he wanted, it could turn out to be a winner. Right. But here it is, the example I was talking about. As long as the 3 is tied up like that, ball in hand's not as big.
Right.
I think Jimmy's going to safe him again.
Yep. His position wasn't where he wanted to be, and he's too close to the 2. There's no shot on the 2. He's going to thin it and bring the cue ball below the 3 or the 5. Huh? No. Well, he sends the 2 down table. He leaves Wiseman a shot of sorts. He can hit it anyway.
Yeah, but there's not much to do. Unless he tries to cut it in the left-hand corner pocket softly and fall behind the 3 and 4. But it looks to me like he's going to bank and try to get behind the balls.
Okay, he cued it
That's just
with
what
low
he did.
right. Yeah, and his main objective was to put the cue ball behind the 3 and the 4, and he did a fine job. So he's got Rempe kicking at the 2.
But it's an easy kick.
Yeah.
And again, even with ball in hand, it could still be tricky to get to the 3. Of course, ball in hand from here would be easy, but they're still a little tied up, so Jimmy don't have to worry about anything but hit the 2.
Another factor that comes into play too is the 3 foul rule. When balls are tied up, if you get ball in hand and get them on 1 foul and you can't quite crash into them and move them around, you always have the option to stick them behind the 3 and or behind the 4 and send the 3 to the other end of the table and try to get them on 2.
Not bad strategy when the balls are tied up.
Absolutely.
He figures to hit this. What happens from here, I don't know. He just wants to hope the 2 don't stop somewhere where Ron can get on the 3. And he's over the top of the 6 anyway. But if the 6 weren't there, he would have an excellent chance to fall on the 3.
Mm-hmm.
But shooting over the top is a little bit tricky.
But at least you can see it. He's got a shot at the 2.
Yeah.
And
I think he's going to play it. He's not with this match. You can see that.
Yeah.
He has done nothing that shows any fire so far. And he's had some easy spots to start with. So Jimmy, I think, can shoot the 2 in the corner and roll right into the 4.
Well, you got to be a closer in this business, and Rempe definitely can close the door if he.
You got to be a killer. Well, he looks like he's going to just maybe play another safe after he makes the 2. You know, you don't always play position to pocket a ball. Sometimes you play position for the best location to play safe, and he got perfect. He could shoot this ball and freeze him on the 4.
3 and the 4 are tied up. He's going to drive the 3 to the rail and put the cue ball behind the 4 and let Wiseman kick away. Has he got a window, Danny?
I think he does. I think he can hit the edge. That was a weak shot there.
Yeah. He wanted to try to get it right on top of the 4.
Nowadays, the way everybody kicks, the closer you leave a guy on a ball, the more of the table you take away kicking-wise. So if Jimmy could have froze him on that 4, there would have been a lot of angles he couldn't do anything. But I think he left him the ball.
He's got a he can hit it right through the middle between the 4 and 8.
I think he could make it and then have position too.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a rare bad shot by Jimmy, and he didn't have much to execute. You know, just a little bit roll shot, and he lost the cue ball.
Well,
it'll probably happen again someday.
Wiseman's kind of staggered in both of those balls. He didn't split the wicket by any means, but he's in pretty good position here. He's going to make the 5, and is he going to play the cue ball to shoot the 6 up table or go up above it and shoot it down this way?
I don't know if he can get one rail on it.
No,
well, he did. That's
yeah.
perfect, because shooting it up that far corner, if you don't have a perfect angle and close, is a tough shot.
Yeah.
He got perfect.
All right, he's going to slow roll the 6 down in the corner, right-hand corner pocket. Just let the cue ball take its natural course across the side of the table. He's got a good shot on the 7. And looks like he'll close the gap here, Danny.
Possibly, and he's played really bad so far, and he still could be only losing 3-2. So you know he does have a chance in this match.
Well, Hank Stram, former coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, once said, "If you can't win if you can't forget." And Wiseman can forget. He knows what it takes to win a match, and he's not going to let those earlier misses and errors bother him. He looks like he picked up his pace a little bit too, and. He's a tough character, this guy here, Ronnie Wiseman. He's going to drill this 9. Boom. Okay. Now
anyway, that's good advice. Forget last inning.
Yeah.
Can't bring a bad thing into your next inning. Can only hurt you.
You can't win if you can't forget. And
that was yesterday, last inning.
Ancient history.
Right.
All right, 3-2. The race is to 7. There's 17 gentlemen left. This is the Derby City Classic. We're in Louisville, Kentucky. The tournament is produced by Diamond Tables. That's Greg Sullivan, and Ed Hagan is his main man. It's actually Ed's baby. It's a great tournament. Just out of curiosity, Danny, did this thing turn out anything like what you thought it might at the beginning, or
the event here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's we're getting fairly good crowds, and it looks like we're getting more knowledgeable people. And of course, we had pretty good turnout with the players. There's been a lot of action. There's been a lot of colorful matches. And a very good surroundings. This is a great tournament room.
Yeah,
of course, great equipment. Nice hotel.
The hotel is the Executive West in Louisville, Kentucky. And it's been here a little bit, but it's got a lot of character. It's a cool room. And
I imagine they'll have another one.
Yeah, rumor has it they're going to do Full Blast TV next year, and we wish them all the luck in the world. Rempe's struggling with the rack a little bit here now. And what's the score? 3-2 Rempe?
3-2 Rempe.
Okay.
But anyway, this is the kind of tournament that TV really likes. You know, forget all that clean up the game stuff, because in the Johnson City days, ABC came and televised that for 6 years, and it was all the characters that you read about, all the animals, Knoxville
Wimpy,
bear,
Harold
squirrel, and we had every animal at the tournament, and they loved that character stuff. They loved it, and TV will love it.
All right, Wiseman crunches into him on the 6th game, and he's hooked on the break. He gets his option to push out here, Danny. Where do you push in this spot?
Well, I'm going to tell you my thoughts about the push. I think they ought to erase it like we did the other push. Kick. You're taking a chance breaking, kick. Because when you're playing good players, there's nowhere you can push. The pusher is going to get the worst of it. That's how. If you judged it, the pusher will get beat shot 75% of the time. So it's really a wasted shot.
But I think it's more like 90 or 95% of the time without the push, because the push came into play relatively in a new era.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it myself because if you're breaking the balls and you make a ball in the break and you can't see the one, you shouldn't be penalized to where you have to kick at it.
But
and
you are penalized anyway, because where are you going to push with Efren or any of the top players?
Well, you still have some kind of chance of it.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I still think it's a waste of time. You know, they're trying to get the games over faster, and
Well, that's what makes
slowed
sports
it down.
betting, is what I heard. Once his opinions,
I know he could. Well, what Pat just said is that the player don't have to push. He could kick. And you want to know something? In most spots, you are better off kicking because, you know, you're just not going to fool a good player. I mean, eventually, if you do have a trick or two, he's going to catch on to it. You'll get away with it once. Huh? Yeah, you'll get away with it once. And here's the case. He pushed. He had no safe. He just slammed things. We wasted a little time. And Jimmy, he would have been better off kicking to start with.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'd like to do a little research with Pat after the match and see what kind of stats he's got on that rollout.
Yeah, I don't. The push out, you're just gonna get the worst of it.
You're not old-fashioned or anything, right? All right, Rempe's at the table. The score is 3-2, race to 7. And Rempe forced a turnover. Actually, Wiseman forced it upon himself. He made a ball on the break, rolled out, and made a bad shot after Rempe.
There was no rollout. There was no place to go where you could defend yourself. And if you could have, Rempe would have picked up on it, and he would have used it. So, you know, as long as we did this to speed up the game, I don't think we should stall after the break.
Yeah.
Perfect angle, go one rail.
I'm on the Camel Pro Billiards Series staff, and we're going to have a staff meeting here in the near future. Maybe I'll do some lobbying for you, Danny.
Well, I just, you know, I was the first one to start complaining about all the jump stuff. You know, all of a sudden they came with a pipe, like big as the cue ball, I mean, fat as the cue ball, and it was going to get way out of line. You know, and now we got it.
I remember that piece of equipment.
Yeah. Well, I know I never liked the jump, but now we got it to where you can jump with the cue you're playing with.
Right, that's reasonable, I think.
Right, at least somebody realizes it's not so good. And the argument was the people love the jump shot. Yeah, but that's like saying they're dumb, let's give them a circus shot and entertain them. You know, I'd rather see them smarter. Like, for instance, the World Snooker Association, you cannot jump the balls. And they have the most successful of all the ball games like this. So why not follow what they do? Yeah. But anyway, it looks like Rempe's going to win another one. He's going to take the lead 4-2.
After 6 games, Rempe leads the match 4 games to 2 over Ronnie Wiseman. Danny, you think I've never seen that much snooker played, everything, especially at that level. But
well, Rempe and I and Siegel played 3 world champions once in Canada. On Canadian national TV.
Who were they? Steve Davis, one of them? Or?
No, it was Cliff Thornburn, Kirk Stevens, and Paul Thornley. And it was Rempe, Siegel, and myself.
Thornley's a former world champion?
Well,
or a Canadian champion?
Canadian champion and a good player.
Right.
But anyway, it was a super event where the audience had to wear tuxedos.
Black tie affair. Yeah. So who won?
Well, they beat us, but I won a match. I'm the only American player who won a match. In fact, I ran 88 points on Kirk Stevens and beat him.
Are you familiar with Tang Ho of L.A.?
Yeah.
Have you? How do you clock his snooker game?
Well, I haven't watched him play snooker. I really haven't, but I imagine he plays. You know, we have like little Parika. He's won the Asian snooker championship, and he's little. I mean, you know, and the reason I say that is snooker table 6 by 12. Right. Well, anyway, Ron Wiseman better start doing something here. He has a chance to get out. I mean, you know, he keeps getting easy innings to start with.
Yep. Well,
but
this
you
is
got to
game
take
number
advantage.
7. He trails 4-2. He pocketed the 1 in the side. He's got a shot at the 2. What about the 3 here?
Well,
it doesn't clear this pocket out in the lower
right-hand part.
No, it
doesn't.
Part.
But he has a good angle to go to that far corner pocket where the chalk is. So that's where he has to get position. Good speed here, and you're all right. This is not bad. This is not bad because he can go one rail to it. It's almost free.
Right.
You know, if he misses this, there's plenty of balls that can snooker Rempe.
But the natural path of the cue ball is to go to the rail on the right side and come across underneath the 7 and 9, have a shot at the 4.
Right.
And he hit it pretty nice, perfect. He's a little straight on this shot, though.
No, he got an angle, but where does he want to get? The 5 goes in that side pocket where the cue ball is now, or he can go 2 rails and shoot the 5 again in that corner pocket where the chalk is. Let's see what he does here. I myself like rolling. It looks like natural.
He's just going to go 1 rail,
yeah. That's what he did.
Oh no, look at that. He spun a little bit.
That's the pocket I would like to go on to.
Well, he made a nice shot there. He's got the 5 straight in the side, and it looks like he's going to get a good shot on the 6 ball. 7 and 8 are wide open, and Wiseman's going to tighten this match back up. Looks like he's waking up to me. But I've seen him the last couple of years, Wiseman, where they changed the prize money structure a couple of years ago, and it was voted upon by the world's greatest players collectively. The match in a double elimination format that on the winner's side that takes you from puts you in the money 17th through 24th, with several wins from the initial round of play and stuff. 17th through 24th historically was not worth very much money. You used to have to get in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th to get out of town. But the PBT Pro Billiards Tour, after several years of being in business, they took that match where 17th through 24th became a big match and went to like 1,500, and then the next steps to 13th through 16th were in smaller increments. But Wiseman, I've seen him on many occasions beat some of the most formidable players in the world in that spot going into the money for the likes of Nick Varner, Earl Strickland. He can play and take care of himself.
Yeah. Well, now he's only losing 4-3, and he's breaking, so we have a match here for sure.
Absolutely.
I was watching Rempe's face that rack, and he's concerned. He's got his game face on, and he don't want to lose.
No, Rempe is undefeated at this point in time. He has the rebuy option, and Wiseman can't lose or he's out of here. But as you mentioned earlier, Ronnie was matched up in the back room last night, and there has been quite a lot of activity here. Action-wise, huh?
Yeah, How
about you? Did you get to play anybody?
I've been playing a little bit. I've been playing a little. But anyway,
Are you still? You're not in the tournament anymore, right?
No, I'm out of the tournament. They promoted the gambling thing. They encouraged it. They have a sign out there that says no gambling.
And that means it's okay?
Yeah, it sure does. Well, it gives the people something to do when the last match is played, for the evening. The pool nuts want to see more.
We've had Calcuttas in the first 2 divisions, and we didn't schedule one in yet, but it looks like we're going to, with 17 players coming into this round, looks like after this round we might do a little Calcutta with 16 players approximately.
And by the way, you do that very well.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah. And that's not an easy job.
No,
well, you're getting very good at it.
Gradually learning, but Nicky Varner takes down the last gentleman from Louisville, Kentucky on table number 1 as the crowd applauds, and that's Gerald Russell. He's down the road. No, he's not down the road because he had a rebuy left, so he'll be back in the next round.
Anyway, you've got to be the premier tournament director in the world, and you've added color to it. You were a little blah a while back, but now Billy and I were commenting yesterday.
No, thanks.
You are getting real good and adding color, and you even got your little train whistle for Coltrane. Is he still in the tournament, or is your whistle retired?
I think, no, we didn't introduce him. I think Coltrane's out of here, too. He's making reference to Michael Coltrane. He's finished 11th last year in the Camel Series, like 22 years old, and they call him the Train. I got this really cool whistle, and it
sounds like a train whistle, and every time Coltrane plays and Scott announces it, he blows that whistle.
But it's added some a little bit of controversy. Some of these guys think that some of the fans have made reference to firing off a rifle when we introduced Buddy Hall, and a rocket when we introduced Roger Griffiths. And actually, I think when the Camel Pro Billiards Series resumes for 1999 in April.
Look at this billiard we have here. It looks like Jimmy's going to get an easy win right here.
Okay.
He's even
Update,
got
4-3, and
he's got the 7 for help. I mean, he might go right off the 7.
I wonder if Pat can pick that up again there. Probably not. It was too
well,
easy.
it's now 5-3.
And, but anyway, I was making reference to the train whistle. Maybe we'll get a little music bed where we can have a couple different kind of introductions for some of these guys' nicknames.
Well, I'll tell you what I have to bring to you. I got this little gimmick that has different sounds on it. It's a little box about the size of a cigarette pack, and you got different things you could press, and it makes a machine gun noise. I used it for Butera at one tournament. They're announcing Butera, and I pressed it, and the machine gun went off. Then there are rocket sounds, and I gotta bring it for you. It's gonna be a gift.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, now that you're into that kind of thing, you might as well have more than one prop.
Yeah. Who wants to grow up anyway?
Oh, that's no good.
All right, Rempe's breaking the balls. The score is 5-3. We're racing to 7. Danny Diliberto's with me. We're in Louisville, Kentucky, and King James is about to break the balls here. How do you rank his break? He's got a pretty good break.
Good, solid break. Not the best, but again, he has the fundamentals down in all strokes.
Yeah, he's solid. He
made a ball, but he don't again have a shot.
Now is he gonna he's gonna push out, or is he gonna play safe right away?
I don't see any. Well, unless he sees the edge of the 1. I mean, if he could see the edge of the 1, you'd rather shoot than let the other person play a safe off it.
On you, right? Oh, Earl's got a controversy over there. What are we doing there on table number 1? There. Oh, they moved the ball or something.
Well, he's doing a lot of pointing.
Well, Julian's not picked up on it yet, but that's all right. I think they've got it resolved.
Okay, this is a decision now. This is not an easy safe because you have to park the cue ball somewhere good. You know what? I'd let him shoot this. There's too much space between the 1 and the cue ball. I don't see him going behind anything.
Well,
but
I think Rempe's just going to try to lay the 1 up behind the 7 if he gets to shoot it. But
I don't like this.
Wiseman,
I don't like this.
Yeah,
I really don't. That was not I have to let him shoot.
He shot right up in the air, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He got away with it, though, it looks like.
I don't think he got away with it because Jimmy has an easy return.
What about the 1-4-5 combination? I don't think he'll shoot that.
Well, that's the kind of shot that Keith might shoot, McCready. But Jimmy protects the game a little better than that.
Danny's making reference to the earthquake, Keith McCready, L.A., California.
Yeah, now he can brush this 1 off of the 4 into the 8 and go 1 rail behind the 3 and 9, I believe. Or he can fan it and try to get him with the 4 or 5. Or he can bank the ball, I believe. Might even be doing that. Well, anyway, he made a good choice. There were so many safe possibilities there, and he executed pretty close to perfect. And I say pretty close because he's got a rail to hit. Anytime you snooker a guy again, if you can freeze him on a ball, it takes away 3/4 of the kicking area. See, he can kick 2 rails between the 2 and 8, or he can go 1 rail this way.
Okay, Wiseman's kicking at the 1. He misses it. That's a first foul. And Rempe takes cue ball in hand. And the 2 is the ball in the lower left-hand part of your screen down there by the 8, so it clears in that pocket.
The 4 don't go, but we don't even have to worry about
3-9 he's looking at?
Right. If he falls on the 2 decently, which he should, with ball in hand, that helps you get pinpoint position, of course. He can fall on the 3-9 because the 4 looks like it don't pass the 5.
It could be missed, it looks like. But Rempe's going to shoot. Danny thinks he's going to shoot the 1 play position on the 2 in the lower left-hand corner pocket, then nail the 3-9 combination. Well, he hit a pretty good speed. It doesn't look like he's
got straight speed.
Yeah.
He got the old straight. Well, no, I think he's got 2 rails.
He's got a little angle there.
And he looked at the 4, so he's not really totally into the combination, especially where he fell.
Absolutely.
But if the 4 goes, the layout is pretty easy. Let's see what he does.
Okay.
I think if he got an angle to get perfect on the 3-9, he would have gone to that.
Looks like Mechanic wins on table number 1 over Earl Strickland, and Earl has a rebuy left.
No, he don't.
No,
he's done.
Is he done?
Oh, sure. He lost 7-1 his first match.
Oh, that's right. He lost to Dickie Rank.
He's history. He's history.
Yeah. Earl Strickland, Greensboro, North Carolina, unscrews. He's out of here.
Yeah, he's going to.
Rempe hit that pretty nice. He cheated the pocket a little bit and got up there pretty nice on the 3-9. And
it's not a gimme.
No.
No, it's not a gimme. You got an off angle. It's not straight in.
It's a big game. It'll put him on the hill if he makes this combination.
It's not a gimme.
What do you think of this race to 7? It's pretty brutal, isn't it?
Well, I like it. Ooh. Well, he didn't even shoot the ball, so the 4 must pass. He hit that pretty bad.
He did. It was almost like he was thinking 2 shots in his
You
mind,
want to get on the hill because then the other guy cannot afford a mistake. But now, look at the difference here. Instead of 6-3, it could be 5-4.
Big game.
Very big game. But he has a little tricky shot going from the 3 to the 4. He can't go forward because the 8's in the way. And if he tries to come back, he might brush the 4 and knock the 4 out of play.
So that leaves the option of just pocketing
He might have to hit the 4 and hope it happens. Yeah, he might. Yeah, like he did. He just had to hit the 4. There was no avoiding it. Well, very good decision.
Yeah, he's going to be shooting over the 5, but
he can roll this in because he needs an angle on the 5 anyway to go to the 7. He rolls this in. He'll have a decent shot. He can't stroke it. I mean, he could, but he's over the top, and that's a tough shot to jack up and draw at one rail. I would roll it in the side and take the shot. But he looks like he's jacking up and going to shoot it. And he did. He made a great shot, too.
Well, he did. That showed some heart.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Okay, but he did move the 5, and it's not a foul. And Rempe has the option to leave it where it is or move it back. And it doesn't make much difference, though, does it?
Well, yeah.
And Rempe laughs about it.
He laughs about it because he put it straight in. This ball was closer to the rail, and if he put it back where it was, he would have had an easier shot to get to the 7. But in the past, when this happened, we always felt like the guy who moved the ball has to get the worst of it. You can't put it back, beneficial.
And Wiseman, he went for it.
He went for it, but he had to because it was his clumsiness that moved it.
Right. Well, he spears in the 7, draws the cue ball back.
Not good enough. This is no bargain.
A little short here.
Yeah,
he's in the 50-yard line, huh?
He's got to play safe.
I think he's going to thin it in there, no?
No, I don't think so. Well, he is. He's shooting at it, but it's not a gimme. He cut it pretty thin.
Boy, well, maybe it's that snooker upbringing up there in Canada. Anyway, he made a nice shot on the 8. He's got a good shot on the 9, and we're going to be 5-4, like you said. Big swing.
Big swing is right.
Big swing.
Jimmy'd love to have that back. Well, he didn't fall on the 2 well enough to fall on the 3-9, so he decided to try to run out.
It's true what they say about this game being a game of inches. You have to have the perfect angle all the time, and if you are out of bounds, and the thing that's really discouraging about this game is that because of the rotation factor going from the 1 to the 2 to the 3 and so on, every shot can be critical, and every shot you can get on the wrong side of the ball. And
then you're stunted.
Yep.
You need an angle for an angle.
An angle for an angle. I'll have to remember that. All right, Rempe racks the balls. The score after 9 games is Rempe 5, Wiseman 4. We're racing to 7. We're in Louisville, Kentucky, the Derby City Classic, and the Motor City Madman's about to break the balls in game number 10. He's expecting to rack a little bit. He accepts it, and here he goes, shrugs his shoulders. He's a cool guy, Ronnie Wiseman, man. He can win from this spot. He's subject to put a little 3-pack on him there. Boom, hit him pretty good, but the corner ball flying?
No.
No?
And the 8 almost did, and the 4 just trickled. And again, no shot on the 1. They're not getting shots on the 1.
That's why I like this feature where you get to roll out, because you're not penalized
by
making a ball.
You're taking a chance. You're gambling when you break the balls. You're trying to hit the balls hard and hoping to make one and have a shot on the 1. So,
but how about the other side of it? If you're not the breaker, and the guy breaks the balls, doesn't make any balls, and now you're hooked on the 1.
Well, so what? If he don't make a ball, he could leave you a shot also. It's just part of the game. In other words, I've seen many times where a guy don't make a ball on the break and the guy's straight in.
Right.
So it's a gamble. So keep it that way. The break is a gamble.
Yeah.
So, any way you try to push and all that, you're not changing the fact that it's a gamble.
Here we go. Back to the match. 5-4, Rempe's winning. And, well, Wiseman left him on the end rail. I always heard that when you're in doubt, leave him on the end rail.
Yeah, distance is always a defense.
So as he got a shot at the 2, he's got to come all the way back down here to the other end of the table, Danny. I don't think is he shooting at this?
He might be.
Yeah.
He Might be trying to brush it off to 7 even. He did hit the 7 and it didn't work out, but I don't like Wiseman's chances from the 1 to the 2.
No, the 2 is the ball all the way down in the middle of the bottom rail of your screen there. It's the 2 ball. The 9s to the right of it, the 3s to the left of it a little bit. Yeah, this is, I think, the key.
No gimme here.
No, it looks like he's jacking up, going to spear it in and try to get back here. Look at this shot here.
Oh, he's going to get good on this one. Boy, that was excellent.
How'd he hit that?
I'll tell you how good he hit it. Look at Rempe's face.
Yep.
He don't like it. Well, he might come back now. I don't know. Can he go forward and play the 3? No, not move the 9. Can he get to the 3 in that pocket where he's standing, or is he going to draw back and play a combine? Oh, you got it perfect.
Right, yeah. So he's shooting the 3 of the lower left-hand corner pocket. He's just got to get above the 5 and the 6.
Still a little work.
Yeah, the 6. He's only got to. He can only shoot it in the upper left-hand corner.
Or the combination.
Or the
you know,
combo.
if he gets perfect on that. But I don't know what he's thinking right now. He's looking at the combination. I would try to get on the 5 straight in first, and then maybe draw back and shoot the 6. And the combinations, as you know, are not reliable, especially when they're a foot apart.
Especially on these tough diamond tables.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, he executes the shot on the 3. He's got a little angle on the 5. Now he's going to have to almost take the.
Right.
Is he going to go pound it and go 2 rails and shoot the 6, or he's going to play the combination?
He looked like he was just trying to get good on the 5 so he can get good on the combination. That's what he's going to, the combination.
Okay, he made sure that he didn't get anywhere near the 8 by the side pocket. He's dead perfect, he looks like.
Well, not perfect, but he is good. But in this case, I think you go forward and you shoot the 6 in that left-hand corner pocket. I don't think he's going to have them both.
High.
Yeah. Oh, he pounded it. See, he could have rolled that and already had perfect position.
Yeah.
He didn't have to pound it, you know. But anyway, he has a shot, and the thing about this shot is you just have to make it because there's no position to play on the 8. The 8 is dripping in the pocket.
Well, both these guys are seasoned veterans. It looked like they were a little lackluster at the beginning, but they both can smell victory is within reach. And actually, Rempe kind of left the door open for Wiseman by missing that combination, Danny.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
You know, from here it looked like he wasn't cutting the ball, you know, but sometimes it looks like they're not, but they are. He hit it almost straight on.
Well, he used the mechanical bridge, and he just undercut the room rent.
That's rare. Usually the Canadians can shoot pretty well with that bridge because they use it enough on the snooker table. Well, this is not a gimme, but again, you just have to make the ball.
Yeah.
And apparently, just having to make it isn't so easy.
He's just going to kind of cue it low and right and
just center ball and make the ball. Dead center is
the right hand, the right rail, right? Or is he just
he's
letting it float?
Yeah, he's going to hit a rail, and you know if he makes it, there's no doubt he gets out here. Oh, he overcut it brutally.
Yeah. Oh man, well,
that's a terrible shot.
We've got a little bit of a dogfight on our hands here, but
you shouldn't have said dog. Should have.
Just
something else. But you're right. I never saw Jimmy hit a ball so bad to win a game and get on the hill. He's having trouble getting on the hill. And Ryan can't make the 6.
Well,
I think Jimmy will handle this.
Yeah, I do too. In both these gentlemen's defense, these corner pockets they have a pro cut on these diamond tables, and they can make you a little gun shy sometimes where you have to hit a ball with very much velocity at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, they both struggled there a couple shots, and Rempe has regained his composure.
Lucky to get another shot, really.
Absolutely.
Because, when you hit the 6 as bad as he did, you don't deserve to win that game anymore. But fortunately, he got another inning. Yeah.
Yeah, when I used to miss the 6 like that, they'd break and make it on the break, run 3 racks behind it, combination, bingo, bango, bongo.
But Ron didn't take advantage of it, and Jimmy's getting on the hill now.
Right.
6-4.
He gets to
King
6
James.
first. So it's 6-4 after 10 games. We're going to 7 games. And Rempe makes a face up here because he knows he got an extra shot that game he didn't plan on getting.
A rare extra shot.
Yeah.
With these players, you don't usually get a second chance.
Absolutely. 6-4. Rempe's breaking the balls. It's a race to 7 games. Who do you like in this 9-ball event from here? Well, how about the car? We didn't even talk about the car yet.
Well, the car, as you know, is going to be tough to win. I mean, we have a 99 Corvette. For anyone who wins the lag in the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, and you have to win the lag because you have to run 7 consecutive games from the break.
Right.
Now, a guy can run 7 racks after the other guy breaks, and it won't qualify him. He has to break and run 7 racks. That's a tough feat on these tables, especially I haven't seen anybody run 3.
Yeah, it's been the stringing of racks has been almost non-existent here, and I think it has something to do with these tough diamond tables. How do you feel this cloth plays with this?
I love the cloth. Yeah. It's a good thing we have good cloth, because then it would be really maddening to try to.
Yeah. Simonis cloth is one of the co-sponsors of this event. The Speed's 860, and it's pretty much the accepted cloth on all the tours worldwide these days. And
we have a lot of ignorance, should I call it, about our game and conditions and cloths and that. Now, I know many rooms throughout Florida that buy other cloth because it's cheaper. Mm-hmm. But the thing about Simonis, it's durable. So if you bought a cheap cloth and try to, save money on that, you're really not, because it doesn't last as long as the Simonis. This is very durable, because I've worked on these tables, and it wears out a razor blade, just cutting the cloth. Your razor blade gets dull real fast. So it is tough cloth.
He made a nice shot of the 4 on the side. Yeah. And Rempe's at a little risk here. He may not be able to get back out of the chair here. Wiseman is capable of putting 3 together.
Definitely. And especially if he gets out here. This was kind of a tricky layout, and he's handling it very well. Yeah. But let's see what happens here.
The 6. He's going to bring the cue ball back down.
2 rails.
Well, we're going to have a match again here, 2. Danny.
Oh, yeah. 6-5 is definitely a match, especially the guy with 5 is breaking. But let's not give it to him yet, because he's done some surprisingly bad things.
The unexpected a couple of times.
Yeah. Well, here he got on the 50-yard line. So you would like to get straight in and draw the ball back. Now he's got to hit a rail and shoot this 9 in the left-hand corner.
I think he
did it.
I think he favors that kind of shot there, and I almost think he played position that way. I think I'd rather shoot it that way myself. He's shooting the 9 in the lower left-hand corner pocket. Okay, we got a ball game, Danny. It's 6-5 after 11 games. We're going to 7, and Wiseman will be breaking. So what's the price here? Is the guy at the table 1 game behind is at least even money from here?
No, he's not even money, because then you're like saying he's going to win this game for sure on the break. But I would make him like 7-8-5 underdog only. He needs 2, and Jimmy needs 1.
What do you want to do here? A little sweat bet here.
What do you want to bet? Margaritas?
I'll take 8-5.
And you'll bet on Wiseman?
Yeah, I'll take Wiseman from here, 8-5. But let's see, how can we translate that from apples to oranges to margaritas? And
yeah, because people I don't like to gamble with, even for $5, But I'll bet $100 dinner and stuff like that. But anyway,
I'll take Wiseman for a margarita versus a beer. What are you drinking?
I drink Beck's.
Beck's, okay, you got a bet.
Okay.
I'll take Wiseman for a margarita. You win a Beck's if Rempe gets out. Okay. Come on, Ronnie, on the break.
Why, you're cold-blooded. You want to make it on the break. You don't even want to. Meanwhile, I'm just happy. Look what he did. He made a ball on the break. He's got the 2 and 9 combination after the 1. Now,
would you make him an even money shot from 6-6 break?
No, he becomes the favorite, of course.
Okay.
If he gets out here, now don't forget, he has a fairly easy shot on the 1, but he's got to miss balls and get on the 2 real well. What if he brushes this 3 and snookers himself like this?
The game of inches. That's what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, there you are. Now, if you gave a guy 1,000 shots to make that 2 and brush the 3 and snooker himself, he couldn't do it. But in a match, in a serious point of the match, it happens. How do you hit the 3 and get snookered with the 3?
Because I bet on him. I put the kiss.
You bet on him. Oh, is that right?
Anyway, he's kicking it.
Wait, he's not done yet. He's still got the dice.
Oh, you like
That's
it
what
now,
I was going to say.
Diliberto.
I never say I got a good roll until the guy is not at the table anymore. You know, like this.
Do you remember the playoff game in the NFL last week or 2 weeks ago? Minnesota Vikings, they were high-fiving on the sideline. What had happened to them?
Yeah.
They're watching.
Yeah.
He's got a tough shot here, though. He's going to shoot in the corner?
Yeah, he's shooting in the corner, and if he makes it, he's perfect. He overcut it by a yard.
Missed it a mile.
But he's going to leave Jimmy tough. This is no gimme.
No gimme. I'm starting to like your side a little better.
Okay, you are? Why? I think Jimmy's the underdog from here in this game.
Well, he never made that. He's still on 6-5.
He's the underdog. I don't see any good move here. You know, if he shoots the ball and tries to make it, he might have to bank this ball. I don't see a good safe.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's
You know what he can do, and it's very aggressive and inventive. He can cut the 3.
down the rail.
No, cut the 3 on the left and go 2 rails at the 9 and let the 3 crisscross. And if he's got good speed, he's at least going to leave distance. It's a very aggressive shot, but he's in a bad spot here. You see the shot I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I think there's a kiss there on the 3.
No, there's no kiss.
There's no kiss.
No kiss. The 3 gets out of the way. High ball will straighten the cue ball out, and with good speed, he's got a free shot at the 9.
I think.
But that's tough to think of right now.
I think he's not. He's a little more cautious in that, and.
Cautious. Whatever else he does will be just as dangerous. He might be playing the 9 anyway. 1 rail. Bank the ball and play the 9-1 rail. See it? That's what he was trying. In fact, he snookered himself.
Brutal.
Your margarita's starting to look better.
It's looking better.
But Jimmy still has the dice, so don't. I tell everybody that I instruct, don't waste energy when a guy snookers himself because he's still at the table. Don't feel too good until after you are shooting.
But we've just seen 2 classic examples why I rank 9-ball tied for first in viciousness with craps.
Well, he made an excellent shot.
Oh, he made a great shot.
It's too bad he made the 3. He don't bank that well.
Well,
he hit it, and he left distance. That's all you can do.
Was he just swinging to hit any part of it?
Yeah, he just wanted to hit the ball. Don't give ball in hand. Ball in hand is fatal.
Yes.
If you hit the ball, there's a little hope.
All right.
I mean, this is not a gimme. I mean, he has a nice shot, and the thing about it is he will have position, but he don't have to make it.
Ooh.
But he did.
Nice shot.
We're going to have a margarita game here.
All right. Well, Wiseman gets.
You go.
Is he going to hit the 8 with the cue ball?
Sure he is, and he has to go forward off it.
High and right-hand English.
High right-hand English.
Spins it around.
He's
Cue ball.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty good here.
He's doing a little dance there to try to get the Whitey to get a little. He's got a little tough angle on the 7. The cue ball is going to go into the 8, is it, Danny?
No, I don't think he'll hit the 8. I mean, that would be a dumb shot. I think he has to draw past
draw it
the
into
9
the corner and back out around.
then go around back to it.
Yeah.
That's the shot.
Perfect. He hit it good.
Good shot. You need a little bit of reverse on that and a low ball, and he executed perfectly.
All right. We're going to have a hill here.
Sweater's delight.
Absolutely. Okay, this is game number 12. Wiseman's about to pocket the 9-ball to tie the score at 6-6. It's a race to 7. Wiseman's breaking. And Danny says he's a favorite from here. I'm in agreement with him.
Of course. Now all of a sudden he's the favorite.
These are the kind of matches that you have nightmares about. Rempe will have a hard time sleeping. But you can't win if you can't forget, right?
Right.
Okay, and Rempe can forget about it.
He has not played a solid match, and he let Ron Wiseman in the game. Now the thing is, I have seen it over the years, a hill game, all kinds of funny things usually happen. I very rarely see a guy break and run out like methodically.
Right.
Something funny always happens, and I expect it again. And so did the people. They came here to see everybody suffer.
Well, my man, I'm applauding my right-hand man in the administration of this event, David Vandenberg. He's from Lake St. Louis, Missouri. He just made the announcement to the crowd that we were 6-6 here on the featured table. And he invited everybody to applaud Ronnie Wiseman and Jimmy Rempe. Wiseman shrugs his shoulders. He's too cool, this guy.
Let's see if the Hill mystery game comes up here.
Mystery game. Hits him on the button.
Right.
The 1
Made
goes
the 1,
inside.
no position.
Wait, he's got a shot at the 2.
He's got a shot at the 2,
but he's the 3's not easy.
No, I think he'd be better off if he shot straight on.
Put the cue ball behind
Just
the 8.
Stick 2 rail to 2, and stick right there behind the 3 and 7. That probably has a better percentage than cutting the 2 and flying around because he's going to hit balls. He can't control the cue ball. But
can he slide the cue ball down below the 8 there?
Sure, he could,
Looks
but
like
it's
he's doing
pretty
something
thin.
different. Yeah, what's he doing there? He's going for the cash here. The whole enchilada.
Yeah, but the enchilada backfired here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I liked.
The Bex is looking better now.
I
pal.
like just shooting the 2-bone sticking. Let Jimmy kick.
Yeah.
You know, he would have had a tough kick.
Yeah, it looked like, that kind of shot has a nature to raise you up kind of a little bit, I mean, you're supposed to stay down on the shot.
It wasn't a gimme, and there's pressure,
right.
and that's when you're more apt to stray from the fundamentals under pressure.
Yeah.
And I tell people, again, this is a good lesson. Your body will tell you when you're going to dog it. You get that feeling inside.
Yeah.
That is when you should zero in on the fundamentals and say, no matter what, I'm going to stay down and follow. Your body will tell you. That's very good advice.
Yeah, it is great advice.
Okay, Jimmy made a billiard, and he's sitting pretty good here. I mean, just
seems like my buddy used to tell me that all the time, man.
Oh, sure, the body will tell you when you're going to dog it.
All right, he's shooting the threes.
This is the game right here.
This is the cause
Make
here.
this, and that's a cause is right. He fired it in, but he got a little over the top.
All right, pal. Beck's beer tonight.
Well, wait a minute. Were you giving up? You mean I automatically won? You're going to throw in?
Oh, no. I was just being a prophet there.
Yeah, well, I don't see any problems here at all.
That's what I thought. Well, that's what I get for messing with a guy like Danny Diliberto here.
Yeah, poor guy. He hit the rail. Boy, oh boy.
He's okay. He's gonna.
Yeah, I know.
King James. This is where he can close. Don't worry about this. This one's unless some unexpected. You want me to? That's fine.
He got perfect here. I mean, I don't think you could mess up if you tried here.
Well, Wiseman had no rebuys. Looks like he's out of here.
That ball skidded a little.
Ooh, it turned a little, didn't it? Did a little something funny. What do you think of these balls? These Super Airmouth Pro balls?
Great balls. Great balls.
Big numbers and everything, but I think they seem to skid a disproportionate amount of time. But.
Well, brand new they do until they're put in a machine and cleaned a few times. Well, Jimmy got a little further than he would like to on the hill here. You know, this isn't one you would throw in.
All right, hill. He drills it in there. Well, Mr. Diliberto, I owe you a Beck's beer, and we'll do that tonight.
I win a Beck's. You call me Mister all of a sudden? I'm not Danny anymore?
You're Danny.
Okay.
Anyway, this is Scott Smith, the winner with Danny Diliberto, the winner on the feature matchup for our Accu-Stats video production at this time frame was Jimmy Rempe of Scranton, Pennsylvania. He eliminates Ronnie Wiseman. He'll move into round number 8 of this unique format. It's a single elimination, races to 7, and at the end of every complete round, we throw everybody's name back in the hat and shuffle up. So no matter who Rempe was going to be adjacent to on the board, it doesn't matter because he is going to probably get a new opponent.
Okay, we're going to come back with an on-camera interview with Jimmy Rempe. Right, Scott?
I believe that's what we're going to do here in just a minute. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the winner of our match, Jimmy Rempe from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Jimmy, that was a tight match, pal.
Well, it was the tightest one I had this whole term. Played awful good though, didn't I? I mean, it was great play, I'll tell you.
Well, that's questionable in some circles, but you are King James, and you got a W.
I'll tell you the truth, though, Scotty. You need a match like that during a tournament to win these tournaments. I mean, you just don't play all your matches, as good as you can play. Sometimes you get like that. You get a little tense. You get some bad rolls. You miss a bunch of balls. And if you win those kind, I mean, that's what makes you win a tournament once in a while.
Right. You got to get a little lucky to win a tournament. We started with 163 players. I think you're going to go into round 8. There'll probably be about 12 to 16 guys left. And you're right. They're not all perfect victories where you crushed the opponent and everything, but that was a 7-6 match. And you did give Ronnie a little air there a couple times, but he gave it right back to you.
Yeah, I made one good shot, and I think it was the 3 ball when I banked it. I mean, that was like a 2-way shot, 3-way shot. I could make the 9, I could make the 3, get position on the 4. The worst thing possible happened. I made the ball and got behind the 9, and things like that happen when you're playing bad. Things like that happen. If you were playing good, then you might make the 9 or get perfect position on the 4. So it's a funny game. Yeah,
it was actually I remember that shot. You fired in the 3 cross corner at warp speed, and the cue ball came down and did hook you, but you managed to dodge it. Now, what do you think of this format of the tournament here in Louisville?
I think the format's great, except for the point that you never know when you're going to play. I know that's got to put a lot of pressure on you, being a tournament director. I mean, you got to hang around, wait for the draw. You can't prepare for matches. You can't eat at the right times because you just don't know when you're playing, and that's probably the only thing. Otherwise, it's a great format.
Yeah, we're making reference to the rebuy factor, and after every round, we're throwing everybody that's still in the tournament and the rebuys back into the hat, so it erases the previous board, and so it's hard to schedule it, and it's hard to for the fans to know exactly who is going to be on deck next. But we're going to shuffle you up and put you back in action, Jimmy Rempe. And anything else you want to close with?
Well, just pay attention to the mistakes sometimes, and then learn from them, and you'll be a better player in the long run.
But take a win when you get one, too, even in these tough, fought matches.
Absolutely.
Okay, Jimmy Rempe, thank you very much. This is Scott Smith. We'd like to remind you of the ACCUSTATS number. It's 1-800-828-0397. Give Pat a call, and he'll send this tape right out to you. Thank you very much.